Hi, Celadon friends and family. It's Monday, the 18th of May. It's Ava, and I'm down at the shop, and I'm just giving you a quick report with where we're at now as far as reopening stuff and a little bit about what you can expect when that happens. I don't have all the details because they're still hammering some of that out, and there's still discussions, and things might change, and people are challenging certain parts of the rules. But late last week, we did get the first draft, and so now we kind of understand the scope of what we're going to be working with and the sorts of equipment we'll need and adjustments that we'll need to make the shop. So just a brief overview of what that looks like. Pretty much what they want to see is salons running at 50% capacity. So because I have two chairs, that means just me working by myself when I'm here, which is often how it is anyway. So that's not going to be a huge change. Additionally, we aren't going to be using our waiting areas. There's only one exception, which is a minor under 16 or somebody who needs an assistant for whatever reason. Can bring that assistant or guardian with them. Other than that, everybody's expected to come to your appointments alone. You're expected to wait outside or in your cars until we confirm via phone or text that the salon is ready for you to come in, and then you can enter the main building and come up to my unit. That's to give us time to get the previous client out and also to run through disinfection protocol. It's a minimum of 10 minutes for that, as well as we will be changing our clothes between each client and making sure that all touchable surfaces have been sanitized, and that, there's a list of stuff, but we'll be making sure that everything's incredibly clean and safe before you come in. And that's going to take a little bit of time, and it's probably going to take longer the earlier it is after we go back, because this is all new stuff as far as muscle memory and finding the time. And so I expect that it might take a little bit of time to get used to things. And with that being said, I'm not quite sure how to schedule people yet. I haven't received my orders of the type of equipment I'm going to need. You and I will both be masked for these services. I will be wearing an N95 mask. You will only be required to wear some sort of cloth face covering. And I intend to provide disposable ones for the majority of people to avoid getting hair and hair color on your masks. There's a chance, depending on the service, sometimes the ear straps, we might end up taping masks. All of those are details that I'm looking into right now and working out, but also trying to get my hands on orders of necessary equipment that is hard to come by. And we're not taking anything out of the supply chain for healthcare. We are not using the same types of materials that they are in healthcare, and we already have our own supply chains of things like gloves and gowns and capes. The only thing is, obviously, our masks have been in short supply, and ever since the aesthetics and cosmetology industries have been closed, all of the masks and gloves have actually been diverted towards healthcare for several weeks. And so our warehouses are pretty empty. So we're just waiting to be restocked on a lot of that stuff. And a lot of the cleansers that we're going to use, the disinfectants and sterilizing stuff, obviously is back ordered, out of stock. I've got enough to get me started for a couple of weeks from what I already had, but we'll be using a lot more than we've ever needed before. And I'd love to be stocked up before that happens. As far as scheduling, once I have a firm date, I'm going to open things up and try to get people rescheduled in the order that you were originally scheduled as much as possible. I want to avoid the inconvenience and potential mistakes that could come from scheduling people and rescheduling people multiple times. And that's why I am holding off on really getting into that. So let's see, I think that's about where we're at, and still looking like a start time of early June. It's pretty universal within my industry that people don't think we're going to actually be open on the 1st of June. They think that our industry leaders will get longer lead time, at least 2 to 3 weeks lead time. from the Department of Health before the ban is lifted so that we can get things ready and so we can solve those supply chain issues and we can make sure that all businesses, large and small, are able to open on equal footing, which is only fair, because as soon as the industry reopens, then nobody is eligible for any unemployment benefits, and if people don't have the safety gear that they need to keep people safe and get back to work and handle the volume of people that all want to get in at the same time, then we're setting ourselves up for another problem where people might be reusing gear, or, you know, and of course, you know that I would never do that, but it's that I'm waiting just along with everybody else until it's safe for everybody to get back, or at least as safe as it's going to be. So I appreciate your patience, understanding. It's crazy times. I miss you all very much, and there'll be more updates to come. Talk to you soon.